Ajit, can you mute yourself? No, he's driving, so.
In 600 meters.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. My name is Kalpesh, and I will be today's sergeant of arms for today's meeting. I welcome you all to the Hoodi Toastmaster Club. Before starting the meeting, I would like to mention 3 ground rules which we follow in our Toastmaster Club. First, please turn off your mobile phones or put them on a silent. As a Toastmaster, we don't talk about sex, religion, and politics. So please refrain from discussing these topics. Please do not cross talk. As everybody in their life has a mission to achieve their goals, likewise, our Toastmaster Club also has a mission. The mission of our Toastmaster Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which team member can improve and develop the communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and a personal growth. So today we have a topic of books that we are our topic we are going to discuss or more fun about that. So with that note, I am going to hand over the stage to the Toastmaster Dixon. So he likes and love to read the books and thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kalpesh, to keep the meeting in order. And I'm sure if Toastmaster Kalpesh is there here in our room, everything will be perfect because we know how difficult it is to do a hybrid meeting, and we and Arjit are the lot. So let's give big round of applause to Toastmaster Kalpesh. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good. Welcome to the meeting number 168. Before we start, I would like to congratulate our club member, Toastmaster Abhishek Bajpai, for his fabulous performance in district level. Best wishes for your district finals. How many first-time member guests we have here? Yes. Can you please introduce your name? How did you come to know about the club? Going to 1 minute time. If you want to come here or not.
Hi, my name is Shivakumar. I am from Bangalore. So I came to know about this Toastmaster. It's from my colleague, that is Veda. I'm currently working for Accenture. That is.
Thank you. Oh, right. Yes, please.
I'm Saurabh. I'm basically from West Bengal, but been here in Bangalore for last 17 years. Yeah, I was thinking of joining Toastmaster for last 5 years. Finally got the courage, and when I came to know there is a one near my house, and that's why here I am and looking to learn and work with you.
Thank you. Yeah, okay, you can tell. It's okay, you're convenient.
So I already visited you. This is my second time.
Oh, your second time, okay. I was not there. Then you should come here.
So I work here. My home is near to the Hoodi circle.
Okay.
So it's where one of the discussions came that Toastmaster should join. It's from my management system. So you should join.
Oh, I remember now.
So I was just looking for the mirror, right? So this is one of them.
Great. Of the first Toastmasters meeting happened
In Hoodi.
year, not Hoodi, and first ever Toastmasters meeting. Which year it was?
1924.
No.
1927.
No. one more chance to everyone.
27.
No, 1905.
Oh,
Right, March 22. Yes, Google it. I just Googled that. Yeah, so it's almost 118 years now we completed. So it's almost 118 years. In 1924 October, we chartered the club officially, And from that time onwards, millions of people got the chance to change their life by improving their communication skill, leadership skill, and improve growth in their career also. So this is how the Toastmasters Club, and we have more than 15,000 clubs with more than 3 lakh plus members in our 144 countries. So if you want to know more about the Toastmaster, you can connect with me, with Arjit, or anyone from the club members. We can help you. Happy to help you all. With that note, let me talk about this theme of the meeting. So how many lovers are there to read books? Like more specifically, not online reading or PDF. The people who love to read the books like this.
I don't like it. PDF.
Wow, great. So I have lots of companies here. And recently I was reading this book, Kalik Masai Kite Runner. I think you read the book, right? How many of you read this book? So what's your feeling about this? I'm still going on with this book and all.
Then we'll give you spoiler.
Look, I love.
Yeah, I really like
it
it.
is good choice.
Yeah, I like it because it's almost 100 pages I completed, but still I'm feeling so, I'm feeling something in the heart when I read this. So that's the magic of reading books. And even if it's online or offline, it doesn't matter. And today, if you are a book lover, today is the day we are going to feel something by our Toastmaster. Because when I asked him, what is this thing all about? He gave me something so attractive, something special, and he's going to share with you. I'm not going to spoil it. So today to talk about that, we have a Toastmaster, Hoodi, who is a new to this Toastmasters community, but he's so enthusiastic. When I requested him, would you like to take the role of Hoodi? Without any second thought, he said, yes, I will try. Even he just completed his icebreaker speech, but he was ready to take that brave step to continue to take up a role of PMOD and present his views here. He is a software developer by profession, and needless to say, a book lover, and like to doodling and badminton player, and moreover, an enthusiastic Toastmaster. Let's welcome with big round of applause our PMOD, the captain of the ship, Toastmaster Trilok, to show us the world.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dixon, first of all, to give me this opportunity to be here and lead this discussion today. I'll maybe start with a personal experience. A couple of years back, I was in a short holiday to Puru, and I had rented a small house through Airbnb, and I was exploring the place. It was a very old house, so it was a nice house. And while exploring, I came across a bookshelf. In that bookshelf, there was this book called The Scent of Pepper by Kaveri Nandasan. Now, as I was reading through the pages, I was going through the pages of the book. It actually took me into the past across several eras. And even when I was physically not present in their present, I was able to participate in the conversations that they were having. I was able to see what was going on the streets during those days. And I was, to some extent, was able to empathize with the kind of aspirations they had. And this is, as an example, is imbibing into their world through books for me. I think we'll talk about this a little more as we go ahead with this meeting, but would anybody like to share their experience on how a particular book or books in general have changed their perspectives on how they think?
One book I can talk. Yeah, the one book is about the rich dad poor dad.
Ah.
Recently, 3 years
Yes, I
before,
think,
3 or 4 years before I read that book, Rich Dad Poor Dad Yaska. And until when I was working UAE, I was a luxury person. And I was getting money, I was spending it just like that. But once after reading this book, I came to know something I can do it. So the one which I changed my life is Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Great.
Yeah,
Thank you for
yeah,
sharing
yeah.
that. All right. So for the benefit of guests, I'll briefly talk about the structure of this meeting. So the first part are the prepared speeches where the members get to speak on the topics that they have selected for the project come track. The second part is when we get to think on our feet, and this is the impromptu topic session, which is also called the table topic session. The third part is the evaluations, where the speeches that were given in the first part are evaluated. Now, speaking about the evaluations, let's hear more from the general evaluator of the day, who is playful, who is thoughtful, and always wonderful. Please welcome Toastmaster Rajiv.
Trilok missed one. He replaced it always with occasionally. He replaced it with always. I'm occasionally
That's
wonderful.
my first
Okay. So today, thank you, Trilok, for welcoming me on the stage. And as a general evaluator of the meeting, it is my responsibility to evaluate everything about how this meeting has been organized, conducted, and presented to people in our presence, and also those who are connecting online. To help me in this regard, we have I have a team of 3 people who will be helping with taking care of various aspects of to make our speeches more effective and the meetings also. So today I have the timer with me. Timer is Toastmaster Veena. Toastmaster Veena, can you read out the roles and responsibility of a timer?
Yeah, sure. So good morning, everyone. So as a timer, I will be evaluating the table topic speeches, the basic speeches and the evaluations. So for the table topic speeches, it should not be more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will show the green card. At 1 minute, 30 seconds, I will show the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I will show the red card with the 30 seconds of grace period. And for most other speeches, it should be between 5 to 7 minutes in length. At 5 minutes, I will be raising the green card. At 6 minutes, I will show the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I will show the red card with the 30 seconds of grace period. And for the evaluations, it should be between 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will show the green card. At 2 minutes, 30 seconds, I will show the yellow card. At 3 minutes, I will show the red card with the 30 seconds of grace period. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Veena. Next, we have our accountant, Toastmaster Kiran. Toastmaster Kiran, can you read out your responsibility?
Thank you, Ajit. Hello, everyone. I'll be today's accountant. Is everywhere, if let's suppose we should go right, if you see any roadblocks, right, obviously we cannot move ahead. So when you use these words in your speech, right, that acts as a roadblock. I mean, if you not, the speech will not be effective, and audience will not be able to understand your speech or whatever it may be, right? So in order to help you with that, in order to identify where you are using the most filler words, I'll be noting down the filler words, and at the end of the meeting, I'll be giving my report. That's my role. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kiran. And next, joining online is my friend Akansha as the grammarian for today's meeting. Toastmaster Akansha, can you read out your role and responsibility as a grammarian for today's meeting?
Hi everyone, I'm Akansha. I'll be grammarian for today. I'll be evaluating all the good and bad usages of word. Would present my report towards the end of the session, that is the evaluation session. I would also point out if I have any recommendations on better usage of words. Over to you, Toastmaster Arijit.
Thank you. Also, I will be having 2 evaluators with me. I will be sending them a personal message. Just check it once before giving your evaluations. I have not sent it yet. I will be sending. Okay, on that note, back to our Hoodi.
Thank you. May I request Toastmaster Akansha to maybe just talk about the word of the day as well, please?
Yeah, sure. So the word of the day today is bourgeois. Its spelling is bourgeois, but it is spelled as bourgeois. The meaning is belonging to or characteristic of middle class. One of the example usages is he is accusing them of having a bourgeois and limited vision. I'm looking forward for all of you to use this word throughout the meeting. Thank you.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
Yeah. thank you. Like,
Okay, thank you. Great. So let's move on to the first part of the meeting, which are the prepared speeches. And for the first speech, our speaker is Toastmaster Trilok. But before I give his introduction, I would like to introduce the evaluator for this first speech, who is Toastmaster Nitesh. And this evaluator is an iconic figure in the entire Toastmaster community. And it's a pleasure to have him here with us in Toastmaster Hoodi. He has helped start 10 plus Toastmaster clubs across 4 different districts. And this is just a speck of his accolades. So please welcome Toastmaster Nitesh as he weaves out the evaluation criteria for this speech.
Am I audible?
Yes.
So as I received, there's no particular evaluation criteria as this is a speech contest. Okay, yes, or is it?
Yeah, Nitesh, I have sent you an evaluation sheet. Could you just check it? It's connect through storytelling.
Okay, let me check that. Is on WhatsApp?
Yeah, it's on WhatsApp.
Okay, all right. So let me read it out. Okay. So the speech purpose of this project is for the member to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. So that's the purpose of his speech. And shall I go ahead with comment on delivery and content as well? Because it is going to be the speech contest.
Yes.
All right. So I'll get back with my feedback by end of this session. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. So Toastmaster Purushottam is joining us from Toastmasters Music now. He is an analytics lead by the day, and on his weekends, he prefers to be a Toastmaster. He loves stories, both in person and through books. Please welcome Toastmaster Purushottam as he goes through his journey on the title of the speech, Falling in Love, Falling Apart, Falling Together. Toastmaster Purushottam.
You call it madness, but I call it love, is what my friend Govind told me when I asked him, why you're so deep in love? Fellow Toastmasters, contest chair, get ready to hear a love story, not of Shah Rukh Khan or Tom Cruise, but my friend Govind, who is a very regular guy like you, your sibling, your brother, or your friend. In my opinion, every love story has 3 phases to it: falling in love, falling apart, and falling together. One fine morning, I wake up to a call. Guess who? Govind. Hey, Purushottam, can you please come down? I have to give you something. Now, being the king of expectations, I expected a lot. Ideally, I walk like this. But for some reasons, out of excitement, I started walking like this, like Rajnikant. And when I went down there, I saw Govind's face very fresh as the foam which gets generated on a freshly brewed beer. Govind had an envelope. He gave the envelope and he asked me, Purushottam, can you please give this to Geeta? I took the envelope. Absolutely yes. If Geeta is not there, I'll give it to her father. He takes the letter back. You idiot, this is a love letter. It is meant for Geeta. Don't you know Geeta's father is a DSP? If you give this to him, both of us have to write our board exams behind the bars. I pulled back the letter. I said, hey, Govind, are you in love? Not Shah Rukh Khan or Tom Cruise, but our Govind slowly turns his head to the right and says, yes, I'm in love. Falling in love. I handed the letter to Geeta. Fast forward 5 years, the love grew stronger and deeper. But came a time where I had to watch. falling apart. One night at 1 a.m., I get a call. Guess who? Govind. When you get a call at midnight 1 a.m. from your best friend, don't you worry? With so much worry, I ask, hey Govind, is everything all right? After a pause, Purushottam, are you up for an ice cream? Before I understood what was happening, cut. The door knock. Govind was at the door. When your mom prepares a coffee for you, she prepares one for you without asking. When your best friend prepares a plan, they involve you without asking. We went to the ice cream shop. While we were having ice cream, I was awaiting to hear one word from Govind's mouth, Geeta. But that was not coming. That means something was wrong. I asked Govind, how is Geeta? After a moment of silence, with a pain in his voice, Govind said, Purushottam, Geeta's parents came to know about this matter. Her father came to Hyderabad and took her back. It's been 1 week, no messages, no texts, no calls. I'm actually deeply dying inside every single second. As a good friend, I told Govind, you got a great career. Focus on that. All this is madness. You call it madness. I call it love, is what he told. One thing I understood clearly. Things were falling apart. One fine morning, I read somewhere, never give up. But I saw in Govind's love story, he never gave up. Neither professionally nor in the love story. He rose up with the corporate ladder, yet he used to go our hometown on a monthly basis to convince her parents for their marriage. He got rejected, reprimanded, ridiculed, but he never gave up. One fine morning, I get a call again. Guess who? Govind again. Purushottam, I have 2 things to share. One is a news, the other is a confession. Govind weds Geeta is finally on cards. I take the phone, I ask him, what's the confession? Geeta's father, who is a DSP, traced the love story. He understood it all started with a love letter. He's searching for the guy who gave the love letter. Happy hide and seek, my friend. I attended the wedding with 3 masks, one on forehead, one on nose, one on mouth, just to escape from their parents. I was in the corner, watching the dream come true, where Geeta and Govind falling together. I asked Govind before the wedding, when life gives you a lot of options, why Geeta? He told, even I had the same question in my mind until this moment. On a park bench, a cold breeze flew by. It replaced the question, why Geeta, with why not Geeta? Immediately I felt palpitations, palms became sweaty, heartbeat got up. And he asked this question, why not Geeta? Then he told, in that moment, with all the chemical changes what happened in his body, Geeta is the one, only one with whom he's going to spend the rest of his life. It was very clear to him. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I would love to urge you all to take away this lesson. In moments when you love someone or something, never ever give up on them or it. In times of self-doubt, that can be professional, personal, or pursuing academic goals. Instead of asking why, ask why not. It can help your quest to meet its destination. Over to you, Contest.
I'm at loss of words, sense spellbound. Wasn't that a powerful speech? Yes. A round of applause for Toastmaster. Great. So now it's time for the second speech. And for the second speech, our evaluator is Toastmaster Abhishek. So Toastmaster Abhishek has been bringing a lot of laurels to the Hoodi Toastmasters Club in the recent times. And this is the first time I'm meeting him in person. And during his weekdays, he's a senior marketing manager with LNT. He loves adventure as much as he loves poetry. So please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Abhishek as he reads out the evaluation criteria for the second speech.
Thanks for last minute things. So our favorite Toastmaster Yaska is going to be giving his speech. The purpose for this speech is introduction of vocal variety and body language. The key parameters for judgment of these speech would include how well organized his topic and speech was, how is he using voice and body-based communication gestures to enhance the impact of this speech, and he is independent to choose any style, humorous, informational, or maybe craft his own personal one to it. I'll be judging his speech specific to the requirements of this particular project, and my best wishes to Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Yaska, who's the speaker for today, the second speech for today. I've seen him take up several leadership roles, both in Toastmasters Hoodi and outside. And most recently, the week before last, he also educated all of us into this program of how the Toastmasters work and what programs we can select. He was recently crowned the Distinguished Toastmaster. But I think some of you may not have noticed that he got the crown a week after I joined. So maybe I should get some credit. That, please welcome Toastmaster Yaska for his second speech. Small things bear impact. Welcome.
Sorry, could you please repeat the title again?
Small things bear impact.
Bad impact.
Bear
impact. Sorry.
On a bright yellow canvas, there are spots of golden brown. Some big, some small, like pearls scattered. And it is infused with lush green things, some brighter, some darker. On top of that, there are tiny black spots everywhere, just so that you get tempted to go near it. And the Toastmasters, dear guests, you might be wondering that this is an artist describing his art of work to the potential customer. This is my senior, Mr. Rajwant, explaining to all of us how a lemon rice should look when you present it, so that the eater relishes it just by looking at it without even putting the hand and putting it in his mouth. On one hand, I was raised in a family where a grandfather was a dessert chef in Vijayawada. My grandmother was an icon of her own league. If I had a competition between both of them, the judges will go mad. Owing to that, my father, his brother, his sister are expert cooks. In my home, I had no dearth of variety. I wanted pani puri. 2 days later, it would be on your table. And believe me, it was better than the hotel food. A common burgoy's mentality. Now, there are some problems that came up with it. Till date, I can't relish a jalebi outside because my aunt's jalebi is so tasty that this jalebi feels like wood. I'm not joking. Now, with all this privilege, there's a price.
How many of you seen a small boy in a hotel with a torn banyan and a small towel on his shoulder running around doing all the activities? I was that to all these creatures throughout my life. Be it sorting the vegetables, mixing the halwa, transferring the cooked items, washing the vessels. I was the elder kid in the home. On the other hand, my senior, Mr. Rajwant, who is a very good cook, when we were in second year of my engineering, thought, let me teach these small kids cooking. And he prepared that beautiful lemon rice in front of us. We noted down every point how to cook and that description. It did something inside me, which did not happen through the 20 years of my life at I spent with my parents. Now I know most of you hate chemistry and all this, but being a chemistry lecturer, it was like throughout my childhood, that energy of reaction is increasing, and when my senior spoke, it was like that threshold reached. That day started my journey into cooking. Initially, there are some quite good feedbacks that came because of the experiment that I was doing. But over the period, I mastered the basic items to the complex dishes. Over the years, I was part of cooking of events where the audience ranges from 300 to 1 lakh. And cooking became my passion. You ask me, Yaska, can you cook something for me? I would jump on it unconsciously. I sincerely hope that I can feed all of you one day. I pray that all of you like it. It did not happen, but anyways. Now, my dear friends, all of us try to find that inspiration, that motivation to move on in our life, to achieve that goals and achievements in our life and career. We try so much to be with our role models, to associate with them so much. We try and go out of our way to get to meet those experts, to grab and extract the secrets and keys to our achievements. Maybe due to this, the coaching industry is thriving. I was just reading the statistics. In 2019, the coaching industry was valued $7.5 billion. And it is expected to touch $20 billion with 93,035 coaches in the year 2024. Yes, we strive to get an inspiration. We thrive to get an inch of motivation. And we sometimes arrive at a solution that can take us to heights. But many times it is not those $1,000 coaching conversation that we have with our coaches or motivation speakers or leadership speakers, etc. Maybe it is a small conversation with your friend or a near and dear. Maybe it is an incident that you just observed while you're walking towards your office. Maybe it is that conversation of your senior describing that lemon rice in front of you. So my dear friends, I urge you one thing. Be aware of what is happening around you. The small things can make a big difference. The small things can bear a big impact in your life. You may become the next Prime Minister and complete 100 monthly plans. Or you may be on the top 20 Forbes list. Or like me, you can grab and capture those thousands of hearts with delicious cooking by getting inspired by the description of lemon rice.
So that definitely inspired me to Master Yaska. And a wonderful speech. A round of applause for it. So there's infinite number of books around there, and we have very finite time. So I find it difficult to choose which books to read. And so no matter how bourgeois it may sound, my strategy of selecting books is asking people for recommendations. And this is exactly what I did yesterday. I reached out to a couple of you, asked what your favorite books are, and I got some really great recommendations over there. And I wanted to share with everyone present over here. Unfortunately, when I was copying those names from WhatsApp to text editor, something happened and everything got converted to emojis. So I would like your help to decipher those names and paste the names over here on the chat and probably help me out. I'd request the people who have given those recommendations to not answer. So this is the first book. Would anyone like to take a guess?
Oh,
It's not a torch.
shame.
Yeah.
Razors.
Sherlock Holmes.
Any guesses to what that is?
Gillette.
That's a hint.
That's it.
Gillette rock. What is $1?
$1,000.
No idea.
What is the product that
Let's shave the lady.
Razor. That's right.
Razor, mountain. Hill, razor hill. Edge of a
Peak,
mountain.
razor's peak.
Not peak, right close.
Razor's
What happens if you meet it and like what happens if you're not careful close to the peak?
razor spawn.
Where do you fall from?
From the top.
No.
The razor cliff.
Okay, please.
It's a book called Razor's Edge by Somerset Maugham.
Okay, so you're.
No, initially I thought it was someone else. That's why they call it.
Alright, let's go with the next one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Diversion.
And these are the book titles.
Yes.
The road closed, diversion, and the road like
The road to the
way. The stop to the center of that something that is the
Stop is
center of
close.
that.
Yeah,
The
what
right
else?
center of that.
Road to
The road is later.
TM Yaska was close. There's stop, but what's a different word for stop?
prevent. Halt.
Slightly longer word.
Whose book?
The prohibited journey to the road.
Stop, like it's preventing you to go to that journey.
Everybody, everybody claiming to be voracious readers. Anyone gets to book this.
All right, and let Toastmaster Puru describe his book.
The obstacle is the way. By Ryan Holiday. So this guy has the Stoicism channel. He writes novels.
Nice. Next one.
So this is the favorite book of Toastmaster Akansha. Would you like to guess?
Code?
The accountant? No.
Iceman.
It's not ice, it's what you think. Maybe you
Strong. What is that?
I can't understand what.
Yeah, it's
I thought it was the accountant.
Still I
I have a hint. It has been discussed in one of the Hoodies Toastmasters meeting before.
Is this a
That
spaceship?
cartoon that she described, I think.
The blue.
it's water.
Okay,
Water.
So water.
The water boy.
Waterman.
The Iceman.
Actually, not
Aquaman.
Icy.
Fountain of happiness.
Come on, now you should guess.
It's the fountainhead.
The fountain.
Android.
Never discussed this book. with-
The most unreadable book. Most people leave it in between.
Okay, this one.
This one, loyal.
Chota Jadugari.
Harry Potter.
Yes, Harry Potter.
Oh my God.
I read that book just before my JEE exam, 5 parts.
I failed my exam.
This is the next one. The emojis are looking a little different here, but okay. Any guesses?
Fruit, girls, fruit, world.
No, that,
Guy, actually. This is a boy.
This is a boy.
The boy who
But is it fruit?
It's not a fruit. It's a bowl. It's a bowl.
Okay, the boy is there in
that,
There's porridge inside the bowl.
Okay. Oh, rendering good at the three.
Okay, there's a boy. There's porridge in the bowl.
Porridge. Third one, well.
no, that,
What is that?
Cyclone.
Whirlpool.
Whirlpool.
Whirlpool. Looks like a whirlpool.
Or typhoon storm.
Twirl, twirl,
What is the shape
the
of
last
this?
one.
Spiral.
Close, yeah.
The boy's porridge bowl.
Cycle, it could be cycle. It could be cycle.
Cycle emoji you would have.
Okay, let Toastmaster Dixon talk about his book.
Rich boy.
Oliver Twist, Charles Dickens.
Oh,
Charles Dickens.
Oliver Twist.
Oliver Toast. Good.
All right. So there's a clue for this book already written somewhere in this list.
Earthman.
The confused. It's not there. Is it there?
What is this?
World
Five-letter
unknown.
word as
World
five-letter
unknown.
word as the world or earth.
World unknown.
Is this Atlas Shrugged?
I'm not sure.
Yeah?
Is this Atlas Shrugged?
Globe, world.
It is. It is Atlas Shrugged. Atlas Shrugged.
Oh.
Atlas Shrugged is also.
Yeah, it's my favorite book.
Ayn Rand.
Toastmaster Sandeep.
Atlas Shrugged.
Oh.
Shrug.
Shrug. Yeah. Same other.
Okay, we have the last one for today.
Standard full day, I think. Right?
This is fun.
Why have you been shown a globe in the name of Atlas?
That was the closest I found.
The law and strength.
Crime and punishment.
War and peace.
Crime and punishment.
Crime and, but
Crime and,
good guess, but
Strength.
it's not matching.
Law and strength. Law and order. Law of.
The law.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's my favorite.
Yeah, that's the right.
Laws of power. 48 laws of power. Yeah,
Laws
it's my
of power.
favorite.
48 laws of power.
48 laws of power. Yeah.
Oh,
Robert Greene.
You read that?
It's my like. I revise it every night.
Okay. We have some great recommendations for the next couple of weeks, I suppose.
I must complete my book.
All right. With this, let's bring our thinking hats on, and we have to think on our feet now. I'd like to welcome Toastmaster Sandeep for the Toastmaster session. Toastmaster Sandeep has recently moved to Bangalore from Delhi, and he loves watching movies as much as he loves traveling. Please welcome Toastmaster Sandeep. Toastmaster Sandeep for the Toastmaster favorite topic.
Yeah, thank you, TM Trilok. So, hi everyone. As table topics master for today, I'll be presenting some topics which you will be given a chance to speak on. You can talk about it for 1 to 2 minutes. So for 1 minute, you will be given the green flag, 1 minute, 30 seconds, yellow flag, and 2 minutes will be the red flag. Let me share my screen. Can I, so I'm getting that disable screen sharing option.
Can you check now?
Yes, thank you. So in line with the topic of today, World of Books, I have tried to take up some table topics related to books. Who will like to volunteer for the first topic for today?
You may want to put it in PPT mode, whether it will be visible.
Yeah. Slideshow.
Oh, slideshow. Okay.
Just to note that the guests are also welcome to participate in the table topic. So would anybody like to volunteer?
Just 2 minutes you have to share your.
First, I have been a lot of, so no.
Okay.
Okay, so the first topic for today is, if you had the chance to live like the book character of your choice, who would you be?
If you had asked me this question maybe 7 years back when I was just completing my college, I would have jumped on it and said Harry Potter because that was one of my favorite book that I have ever read. I have read all the 7 volumes and I hated the movies because it was nowhere near the imagination that I had in my head while I was reading the book. But yeah, because what Harry Potter like instilled into me was the freedom to explore and do a lot of things that are not humanly possible. At one point of time, it's like having a man and then just not using that spell. And, you know, sometimes you should not even spell out some names, you know, going on forth. But nowadays, if you ask me that question, I would say I would want to be me only. Because over the experience that I had over the past years working and interacting with people, I have learned a lot of things. And I would want to be myself. Because all the characters that are there, you can learn something out of it, put it into your life, and become a better person. Rather than just being that person, one single person. It can be a combination of so many characters, the beautiful characters written by so many authors, and the imagination that have come out, and also so many real life incidents that people are around you. Why to choose one when you can be many? What day?
Any guests would you like to volunteer? Sorry, would you want to try?
Okay, so topic for you is, as a kid, did you like reading books? If yes, why? So most of us, wouldn't like reading the books which are related to education or studies, but did you like any particular genre? Like, it's a topic you can talk about.
As a kid, more than my study books, I was more into reading story books. My favorite character, since I am from West Bengal, my favorite character was Feluda, one of Satyajit Ray's creation. So I used to wait like anything throughout the year for that Feluda series used to come during the Durga Pujas. And Feluda used to be in my imagination. For everywhere I go, I used to think he was basically a detective. For everywhere I go, I used to think that how Feluda will think in this situation. Any crime I used to read in the newspapers, I would like to think that, okay, what will be Feluda's approach there? I was so mesmerized by the personality, his wit, his thinking process, that I even influenced my daughter to read Feluda books, and she even liked it. I have watched all the movies which have come on Feluda, read the books in multiple languages, and still, whenever the name of Satyajit Ray comes, the more than Satyajit Ray's name, I used to think more on Feluda, and again go back reading the same books again and again. Yeah.
Would like to go next?
Okay, so the topic for you is, given a choice, would you rather read a book or watch a movie?
Good morning, everybody. My topic of the choice is, given a choice, would you rather read a book or watch a movie? I just got a feedback on Harry Potter. But I put my perspective, I rather read a book because for me, reading a book is like a two-way conversation. I usually turn pages, pause it for a while. I don't want to move forward in a movie like you have a pause forward button. So I want to have a choice where I pause it, think about it, go back to the previous page and try to digest it more and then move forward. So I was reading a book last time in Tuesdays with Morris. That is one of my personal favorite, and I have read it a number of times, because every time you read at different point of time, like I read the book 15 years or 10 years back, when I read after every 2 years with a different level of maturity, I get different sense of it. And that's why I want to read it back and I watch it and I read it and I digest it, go back, pause, talk to the book, think about it, how things have changed over the time through every page of that book, every line of that page of the book. And that gives me a lot of control over my one-to-one conversation with the book. With the movie, it doesn't give me that level of charm where your wife is telling, fast forward, fast forward, fast forward, or go back, go back, go back. I want to read in my own space. And that's why I have a personal connection with reading a book rather than watching a movie. Thank you.
In the interest of time, this is the final, this will be the final topic. So maybe online.
Online.
Ajit.
Anyone online?
Anyone online?
Akanksha.
Akansha.
Yeah, I can take it up.
Public demand Akanksha.
Okay, so the topic for you is, have you ever been fascinated by a book?
Yeah. So as Trilok just mentioned, The Fountainhead was my favorite book, and I have been fascinated by the book because it depicts a corporate culture wherein it is being governed by the top hierarchy people, and the lower ones don't get a fair chance to get on the top. So I have been fascinated by the book because it deals with a relationship between a person from very low level in the hierarchy to being in relationship with the daughter of someone who rules the industry. So yes, I have been I like many aspects of the book, like how the girl makes arrangements to help her love succeed. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you. So as told by TM Trilok, we are at the end of time. So thank you everyone for putting your views across for the table topics, and back to you, TM Trilok.
Very interesting thought-provoking session. Maybe time for a quick trivia. What, according to you, is the best thing about Judge Street? The Judge Street.
You have lots of bookstores, old bookstores. And also you get to meet authors. So I met Ramchandra Guha. I in fact met Kundappa Vishwanath, and in that same room Rahul Dravid was also there in book walk. So yeah. And it's also because my office is closer by, it was easier to give books to people.
Wonderful. So, Toastmaster Aditi, would you like to name all of the bookstores on Judge Street?
Bookworm is there, Blossoms is there, Book World is there. There's one in the basement. I don't remember the name. Yeah, that is under one of my favorite restaurants actually. And there you have a Sapna Book House. Plus you have a Higginbotham's, but it's on MG Road.
Okay, so that was close. Gangaram's is the only one. Great. A round of applause for Toastmaster Aditi. All right, now it's the time for evaluations, and I'd like to call upon Toastmaster Aditi again for the evaluations.
To look for such a interactive meeting. I'm really feeling so happy that I attended the meeting. And without taking much time, we will be starting with the evaluations. So I will request evaluator number 1, Toastmaster Nitesh, DTM Nitesh, to give his evaluation with respect to the speech by Purushottam.
Thanks, Arijit. Thanks. It was a wonderful speech to start with, and this is our bourgeois mentality to love the feeling of love, and any story with respect to that is really amazing. So I would say that the topic selection is really good, and any story that goes on that topic is something that people will connect to. Really good. I loved that first part. Let me also start with a few more things. As you might have seen, a couple of really good examples. Like normally we say that when we have a story and when we have characters, we need to place the characters at different places on the stage. And as you may have seen this when the speech was given, there were two characters, Purushottam and Govind, and they were placed at two different locations. And Purushottam was just changing the place when he was narrating the story of that person. So that is a good use of characters on stage, especially when you are delivering that. So that was really good. Voice modulation, I don't have to comment on that. Like voice modulation and gestures and body language were really good. A couple of things that I thought, as you are going to give it as a speech contest speech, few things that you can improve on. I'm not sure whether that happened because of some person was entering or what went wrong, but you repeated this heartbeat got up twice, and then there was a little pause, longer than what it might have been. So that was one thing that I thought. I'm not sure whether it happened because of that disturbance or otherwise, but avoid that because that's not looking good. I would also suggest to use some props, at least one or two props. What happens that using that props would help people to easily connect. And as your speech has some really good places or good options, like one is you mentioned about a love letter and giving a love letter. So you can use one of those props like love letter maybe. You also used the father of the girl is a DSP, and then you were emphasizing on that DSP, and then you mentioned that a couple of times. So probably you can use a cap or something. So I'll leave it up to you, but any one prop would help people to connect easily. And a couple of good examples you used in the like one-liners and also like trace the love story, and then you also gestures like this. So these things were really good. One thing I was just wondering when I was listening to the speech, and then I thought I'll give it as a feedback. Maybe it's up to you to use it or not. Probably you can have a topic like you call it madness, I call it love. And then you have three phases like falling in love, falling apart, and falling together. That would also make it more impactful. And then fortunately for me, you call it madness and I call it love is a looking a better topic and better sounds better when it goes to audience. And then different phases you can always talk about that. So that is one suggestion from my end. Think about a better topic instead of falling in love, falling apart, and falling together. Looks good in a rhythm, but you can use that in a speech rather than having a topic. And you call it madness and I call it love. Looks like a better topic. Apart from that, really good speech, Purushottam, and I personally love it. Also, you can do one more thing is have some power moments in the speech rather than a long speech. So one or two power moments would be good. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Lovely evaluation by DTM Nitesh, very detailed, and he pointed out the aspects of where he can improve really nicely. And thanks for the suggestions you made, DTM Nitesh. I have nothing to add to the evaluation, and I will be requesting evaluator number 2, Toastmaster Abhishek, to come on stage and give us evaluation of Toastmaster Yaska.
Thank you, fellow Toastmasters, and congratulations to Toastmaster Yaska for delivering a great speech on small things bear impact. The objective of the speech was vocal variety and body language. And yes, small things did bear impact in your own speech as well. You're a natural storyteller. One of the good things about a speaker is the way he owns the stage, the comfort with which you speak. The stage appears your natural habitat. And I think Toastmaster Yaska is personification of that innate confidence, which either you are gifted with or which comes with seasoned practicing. I don't know your secret, but that's okay. You engaged audience with relatable examples of personal conversations and how a small personal conversation can ace over perhaps an out of the ordinary experience, and how exactly small things do bear great impact. The weaving was beautiful while making people relate. I could think of conversations that I've had with my close friends, family members, while you were taking me through that journey. However, there are a few recommendations and observations that I would share. The intention behind them is to make a very good speech a great speech. And expectations from you, Toastmaster Yaska, being a seasoned, distinguished Toastmaster, would definitely be higher. I think it could be because of the stage constraint of this stage, but there has to be a conscious effort on your behalf to make the unintentional movements transition into thought through intentional movements. The same thing with gestures. Gestures, both in terms of quantity, positioning, and timing, have to be designed better to match the original level of your content that you give, and you have the potential. That is one thing I would urge you to look forward to and think of. It was not very frequent, but in certain enunciation of certain words, which are at lower pitch, those words were getting mixed with your exhalation. They were not very clear. Will using a mic in a bigger room be of benefit and bear any impact on that? Jury's out on that. But I think there is innately a conscious effort that you can do to do more justice to your content. A creative choice. Now I'm sharing this as a creative choice. I would have loved if the title of this speech was lemon rice. The last words of your speech were lemon rice. You weave the whole story around lemon rice. And when I hear something like small things bear impact, you're giving me the medicine before you're talking about the problem or the ailment. Lemon rice intrigues people to discover more. What lemon rice is going to talk about the hill? I think that is a creative choice you have, but that would bear more impact. All in all, you're a natural storyteller. It's always a treat to watch your speech, and I'm holding you to that open invitation to enjoy the spoils of your book.
Everyone is a cook over here. How nicely you poured the last tip. It was nicely done. So a very beautiful evaluation. I have nothing to add to that evaluation. Also, I like the fact that Yaska, after becoming a DTM, because what happens in Toastmasters, after people becoming DTM, they stop coming to the meeting. So he's still coming, delivering speeches. I appreciate that. What happens in Toastmasters, after people get engaged or married, they just stop giving speeches. I like the fact that Toastmaster Yaska is still coming and giving speeches. So congratulations on that, Toastmaster Yaska. It was indeed a delight listening to you. I appreciate the fact that you are giving speeches in person now. It's those stories connect much more. Now I will be going on some final areas of the meeting, but before that I would request my tag team to give a brief report. I would request Toastmaster Veena to tell us about today's report, her time report.
Thank you, Toastmaster. So the prepared speeches, Purushottam took 7 minutes 10 seconds. Yaska 6 minutes 28 seconds. For the table topics, Yaska 1 minute 18 seconds, Saurav 1 minute 14 seconds, Sumit 1 minute 12 seconds, and Akansha 1 minute 5 seconds. And for the evaluation, Nitesh took 3 minutes 29 seconds, Abhishek took 3 minutes 28 seconds.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Veena. Toastmaster Veena, I noticed that she's just joined Toastmasters, so she's doing justice to various roles she's taking. Also, a lot of people don't follow, but she's actually downloaded an app which is helping her present the reports on time. So I was just noticing how is she getting the time, the color changes. So that's a very nice thing you did.
And for that, thanks to Dixon to help me on that.
Yeah, so thank you, Toastmaster Veena, on that. And next, I will request our accountant to come on the stage, whom I've given a lot of repeater words.
Hello, everyone. So here's my report. And even I'm using the lot of filler words. So all of people except one person has used a lot of times. That is almost all of the person. This Trilok has used a lot of times. I don't want to mention the number of times. Ajit, Nitesh, and Abhishek has used more times. So there were two pillars, that is and so, which was used by Trilok and Arijit and Sandeep. And the kudos to these people, I did not find even one pillar words. So, on my report, over to Arijit.
For presenting your report briefly and also recommending the suggestions. I have to take care of the us in my speech. Next, I will request my good friend Akansha to present her report as a grammarian for today's meeting.
Yeah, so as a primary school teacher, I have noted down all the good and bad uses of words, and I do have recommendations for a few of them. Throughout the meeting, I saw that only two people use the word bourgeois. One is Yaska and the other one is Nitesh, and they both used it for bourgeois mentality that all the middle class people have. Coming on to the good usages of the word, Toastmaster Trilok used present in the present. Laurels is a good word that Abhishek bought laurels to the club. Crown, DTM. Then Purushottam used the phrase rejected, ridiculed, and one more thing with R I just forgot to mention. Then there's this quest meets its destination. This was also used by Toastmaster Purushottam. Toastmaster Yaska also used good words like tyranny. Toastmaster Abhishek used the phrase stage as its natural habitat, and unintentional movement to intentional thought through process, which he recommended to Yaska. So these were all the good usages of phrases and words that I found out throughout the meeting. A few suggestions that I have is like Toastmaster Kalpesh, in the beginning, you started with today's we have a topic. Instead of this, a better sentence would be today's topic of the meeting is. Toastmaster Arijit, you mentioned helping with taking care of. Instead of this, we could better rephrase it like helping to take care of. Toastmaster Purushottam, he mentioned Govind had envelope. To emphasize it in a better way, we could also use Govind had an envelope. Toastmaster Abhishek, while you introduced Yaska, you said he's going to be giving his speech. A better phrase, a better line would have been Yaska is about to give his speech. And I am habitual of doing this, as well as Toastmaster Sandeep used so in the beginning. We usually like when we start, we don't use so in the beginning. I have the habit of using as in the in the beginning of the sentence. We refrain from using so and as in the towards the beginning of any sentence. So that's a pointer for me as well as for you to note down. So this was my detailed report. Over to you, Toastmaster Arijit.
Thank you, Toastmaster Akansha, for giving your suggestions and also pointing out the good usage of English grammar during the speech. I will be presenting my general evaluation report we started the meeting slightly late. I would request people to come on time and take care of that. Punctuality is again respecting not only your time, others' time also. One thing I liked about today's meeting, right at the start of the meeting, was when the sergeant at arms came. Normally, I have seen, like, we get to see how people evolve, and I've seen Toastmaster Kalpesh. He's a very punctual guy, very organizes the meeting room nicely before the meeting even starts. However, what I liked about him today was that when he came on stage, he spoke a tad louder than he usually does, and that is very important when you come on stage. It shows confidence, it infuses energy in others. So nice job on that. The other thing is, like, I have to you have to have a better introduction for the presiding officers from next meeting. The president, when he came, oh boy, I loved it. It was chirpy, fresh. There was no dull moment during his presidential address. And when he requested people, the guests, to present them, he was very friendly, shook hands. So that is one thing I appreciate. The other thing is, when you are requesting people to come, two people came, the third person you said you stand over there. So that sequence is something like people would like to follow a sequence, but given that he has come and all that, it's okay. But try to follow a sequence. And today we had a lovely meeting. The theme was nice, and we saw how much research went through that. Effort has been given by Toastmaster Trilok. He spoke about his influences and then how he connected. He told people about what he likes, and then how he reached out to people. He gave his perspectives, and it's such a vast topic. Generally, I would avoid taking a topic like this because there's so much to speak about, and doing it in a 1.5 hour meeting is slightly difficult. But great job on that, Toastmaster Trilok. Toastmasters is all about communication and leadership. So in communication leadership, we get to see two things are very important: is how to keep a person engaged and entertained. During the course of the meeting, we saw with his small game of guessing the books of by us only, he engaged the entire audience over there to make the guess. The emojis, that's a problem Zoom has to sort it out, but it was a great effort on your part, Toastmaster Trilok. The evaluators were fine. My tag team did a great job, and I have no recommendations except for the fact that please come on time. Please come 15 minutes before the meeting starts. And I will hand it over to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you for the kind words. Just an announcement. President Dixon is going to send out a link for voting. Please vote. We have a couple of minutes for that. And okay, so the best part for me today was the fact that I came to know a lot of people love books in this group itself. And I got a lot of recommendations, which is the second best thing that happened today. We have seen, and all of you have shared, how books have that transformative power that they can take us to a different world altogether. They can give us perspective. They help us look at things from a different set of eyes. With this note, I'd like to suggest, or I'd like to say that let's embrace the world through books and use the wisdom that we get from that to help us, that to deepen our understanding of the world that is there around us, and definitely that is within us. Thank you. I really thank all of you for participating actively in this meeting and making this a success. Over to you, President.
I request everyone please vote, complete your voting. So, yeah. Okay, so what a wonderful meeting today we have. Whenever we have a theme of books. I've seen this in different clubs also. Whenever we have a theme of book, then we can see lots of interaction with the members because I think everyone is so much into the book reading and everything at all. So it was a really great session. Thanks to Toastmaster Trilok. Before I go for the voting results, I would like to get feedback from the guests. Sumit, can you please come and introduce yourself?
So I'm already a part of another Toastmasters club.
Okay.
And, one of my neighbors, she comes here, Tanuja.
Oh,
Tanuja.
Yeah, so we are friends. So she recommended come here and we live right. So I thought my daughter like will join this and see how it goes. So I really love this whole session. Thank you so much.
Correct. Thank you.
Yeah, it's really great. Yeah, this is first attended Toastmasters meeting. So I really love the way it is conducted, the topics, the variety of the speech, and definitely I'm an active part of the going forward.
I came to know the theme of this Toastmaster. There are different concepts like timings, hard counters, and then leaving general study evaluations. Everything is good. So hoping I will learn more about that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm in the second time on the stage. I like the structure of the meetings and how they elaborate. And I think I'm in the right place. Everybody says that the topics are very good, but I'm dead opposite. I never read books. So I was shocked.
Yeah, we need to counter it.
So now I understood that I'm the right path, so it is just time to change now. So to learn new things.
Thank you. Great. So we will announce the result now. Oh, great. So the best roll taker today is, yes, Toastmaster Trilok. Monopoly now. Almost every monopoly. And best speaker, yes, Toastmaster Puru. Best evaluator, Toastmaster Abhishek Vajpayee. Best topic speaker is our guest, Toastmaster Sumit. Before I wind up the meeting, I have small announcement to everyone. Next week, we don't have any regular meeting here. We will be having a lingers meet with Hoodi Toastmasters Club, Whitefield Toastmasters Club, and Palm Meadows for Toastmasters Club. It's a 100% in-person meeting. So I request everyone, whoever is available in Bangalore, please be part of that meeting. And TMOD will be Toastmaster Kiran. All roll takers are confirmed now. Okay. And we have a location Palm Meadows Toastmasters. So I will share location everything today itself. Nearby only for him. So its timing we will say you. It is due to 10 o'clock and 10 to 12:30 maximum 2 hours only. So I request everyone, guest, members, everyone, please be part of that meeting, make it successful. With that note, I close this meeting number 168. Thank you. Oh,
Photograph. Akansha, photo. Henry, can you come on camera?